Been gone for a little bit. Hope everyone is doing well. Me and my wife, well, I actually caught it from her, but we are healed. Praise God. But hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday thus far. Happy Thursday to everybody. I want to give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I thank God for just being who He is and what He's done in my life and what He's going to do. I'm just grateful to God for all of the many blessings that He's bestowed upon my life. And I'm just thankful and grateful. You know, I try to be, that's one thing that I'm learning in life is always be thankful, always be grateful for the little things. Just for getting up this morning and my health, life, and strength and activities on my limbs and all that. Just being grateful. And so I just want to say that. But as we get into it, man, this is one of my favorite times of the year. I was sitting up there on this past week, you know, you got college football on, you got college basketball on, and then when it comes to Sunday, you got, you know, you might have all three on. Well, not college football, but you have college basketball on Sundays and NFL football on Sundays. And then on Mondays, you know, you got Monday Night Football, and you may have some college basketball games. And I mean, this is one of my favorite times of the year, needless to say. And so I want to talk about college basketball for a second. And speaking of that, there were some really good games last night. I'm kind of jealous because Tuesday night my team is Duke, big Duke fan, and Duke played Kansas, and then it was a Champions Classic, and Michigan State played Kentucky, and both games were okay. And that's hard for me to say that about the team that I love, you know, Duke. There was some spurts in the games, in both of those games, that made it exciting, but it wasn't as exciting as it has been in past years. But I'm gonna tell you, last night, oh my goodness, that Arizona UConn game, off the chain, off the chain, off the chain. The Illinois Alabama game, off the chain. Both of those games were lit. I mean, both of those games were lit, man. There were some good games. I mean, you almost hate for the loser. I'm serious. That's when you know it's a good game. You hate for the loser. And I'm gonna tell you, man, Illinois, boy, they got a lot of international players on that team. My goodness. But they look good. And I honestly thought they was gonna beat Alabama. They were leading a little bit at halftime, if I'm not mistaken. Not a whole lot. Alabama, the equalizer, I have to admit, the equalizer for Alabama is that if they're knocking their threes down, they are hard to beat. Now, the first half they didn't knock a good percentage down. It was mostly, getting to the bucket, jump shot. I mean, they knocked down enough, but it wasn't like, I don't think the percentage was real high. But I think their emphasis is on rebounding because Illinois is, man, they got some size. They got some size on that team, from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Boswell's the shortest guy. Outside of him, they got some size. And they look good. They lost last night, but man, they gonna be dangerous down the stretch. Alabama pulled out the win. Credit Alabama for that. They pulled out the win. I just love watching Alabama play them. I have to admit, man, they just exciting to watch. They really are, man. They're just so exciting to watch. And they're very good in transition. If you don't get back on defense, and bottom line is this, you're not going to be always able to get back. You're just going to have to, hope that they miss some of those open transitional threes. And they was hitting a good many of those transitional threes. They don't miss a lot of those. I mean, it's just, but I honestly, I do love their style of play. I really do. It's exciting. I've noticed that they look to shoot threes. They really look to shoot threes. If you really watch their games, they don't shoot a lot of twos. They really don't. They look to shoot threes. There were many times where guys were driving into the paint area, and you're thinking, okay, we'll just pull up, a little jump shot. They look to get, if they can get to the bucket, they'll drive to the bucket. They shoot a lot of threes. They play at a very fast pace. And they play decent defense. And they try to rebound the ball. They try to get offensive rebounds if they can, or battle on the boards. So but I have to admit, man, I love watching them play. I really do. I love watching them play. They're definitely not boring to watch play. So I just wanted to share just a little bit. College basketball is back in session. Man, this is the best time of the year. I love it. Plenty to watch. And my Commanders, man, they just, unfortunately, I'm a big Commanders fan, NFL football, and I just hate that they ended up with the season that they had. They couldn't stay healthy, especially when you lose your main guy, Jaden Daniels. That's gonna hurt. And other skilled players was out, and other players, I mean, they just really hurt them this season, and it's disappointing. They had such a good season last year. Almost made it to the Super Bowl. And man, what a contrast. But it just shows you that injuries can really hurt. And I know that they say, Nets man up, but sometimes, man, it's just not the same without your main guys being healthy, you know. So I guess I can probably say, get ready for next year. Not too many more games left to play. They're not going to make it into the playoffs, so that's that. I'm happy for Carolina Panthers. I really am. What's going on, Stuffies? What's going on? Hello. Make sure you hit the like button if you don't mind. You come in, subscribe, comment. But this is the Carolina Panthers. They actually struggled in the beginning of the season, and they actually have turned things around a little bit. They've turned things around a little bit, and their record is looking actually a lot better than it did last season. I'm really happy for Bryce, and it just shows you that he is able to play in the NFL. He's capable. They need to build around him, and but he's capable, So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Carolina. We'll see how they do the rest of their games, But back to college basketball. There were some really good games last night, and so Alabama won their game, and Arizona won their game. And I'm gonna tell you, Arizona, man, they played a heck of they played a heck of a schedule thus far, And I'm thinking Duke's schedule's tough, man. Whew. Some of these coaches, man, they're not afraid to go ahead and expose their teams to top 10, top 5 teams, and get those reps in. And Duke is going to have their share. They're definitely going to have their share. So I think it's going to help the team. What I love, though, about this Duke team, man, they pass the ball really well. Man, they have some good passers on this team. And it's not just a point guard, you got the forwards, you got the guards, they really share the ball very well. And I have to say that the offense already looks more fluid this time than last year's team. This time it looks more fluid, and but different team. I don't want to compare. I know it's hard to not want to compare, but it's a different team. Defense is different. The defense may not. It's a different way of playing defense with this group. They've been playing some defense, though. They've been playing some defense. But yeah, in that game against Kansas has some quick guards. And, they were able to get past Duke, so that's something they're gonna have to clean up, because people are gonna be looking and watching out, and they're gonna think, man, we can just out quick, Duke and everything, and get to the bucket. So they're gonna have to clean that up as far as keeping people out the paint and stuff. At least make it harder. So they're gonna have to clean that up. But happy for Duke getting the win. I mean, like I said, it wasn't the prettiest game and everything, but they got the dub. And sometimes, it's gonna be like that. They need to learn how to play when they may not be at their best, but they can still pull out the win. They can still respond when other teams are on a run or game pressure comes on. How do they respond? And I felt like they did a good job with that part. And I mean, hey, I'm happy about that because that's important. How do your team respond when the pressure's on? Do they just fold up, or do they, hit back? Fight back, be tough. And so I'm happy for Duke for getting the dub. Um, they got a couple of games, and I think they played Michigan State, I believe. So that's going to be another challenge. So it's a tough schedule, non-conference schedule, that's for sure. But I believe it's going to help this team when it comes to conference play. ACC is going to be better. ACC is going to be better this year. Ain't no, you better be ready to play this year. Better be ready to play this year. But it only makes the league look better as a whole. The league didn't look good last year. I mean, I love that Duke was at the top, but overall, the league didn't look good. We got both. We got ran out the gym against the SEC. I don't think that's going to happen this time around. But it should be really competitive this time with the SEC, ACC. Should be real competitive. But anyway, hope everyone is having a good one. Have a great day. Adversity, no matter what you're going through, it's not about what you go through, it's how you go through. It's about being able to persevere through adversity. Life is going to happen. Everything is not going to be a bed of roses. It's how you handle the tough times. That's what shows what you got on the inside. And if you have the Lord, it's even better in your life. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like and comment for more. Blessings, everybody.